A single question can shift the ground under your feet. It can bring you face to face with the contradictions you've been carrying, the truths you've tried to ignore, or the moments when your heart knew something long before your mind could admit it. Welcome to One Question, a short weekly reflection to help you explore the tension, the paradox, and the wholeness of being human. This week's question is, can I hold two conflicting feelings at the same time? We don't like contradictions. Our culture trains us to choose this or that, good or bad, right or wrong. We love certainty. We love headlines that tell us who's the hero and who's the villain. We love stories that tie up neatly. But real life isn't neat. It's messy. It's contradictory, and it asks us to sit in the discomfort of holding two seemingly opposite truths at once. In philosophy and spirituality, this is called duality, the idea that two opposing forces are always present together. Light and dark, joy and sorrow, love and anger, hope and fear. We live inside of these dualities every single day, whether we admit it or not. Think about grief. You can lose someone who hurt you deeply and still cry because they're gone. You can celebrate the end of a toxic job and still ache for the friendships you built there. You can divorce someone who was wrong for you and still feel love for who they once were. Conflicting feelings don't cancel each other out. They coexist. Sometimes side by side and sometimes crashing into each other, but both are real. Psychologists call this cognitive dissonance, that uncomfortable tension when your thoughts, beliefs, or feelings just don't line up. Most of us try really hard to get rid of it. We rush to solve the tension because it's itchy. It feels like a loose thread that we really want to cut off. But duality asks us to do something different. Instead of rushing to choose, it invites us to hold both. Walt Whitman, the poet, once wrote, "Do I contradict myself? Very well, then I contradict myself. I am large. I contain multitudes." Multitudes. That's duality. We are not one-note creatures. We can feel relief and sorrow in the same breath. We can be proud of a choice and still wonder what might have been. We can be angry at someone and still long for their approval. When I coach people, I often see this come up. A leader might feel deep frustration with their team and at the same time overwhelming pride for them. A parent might feel crushing exhaustion while also feeling intense love. These aren't signs of weakness or hypocrisy. They're signs of humanity. They are dualities, alive in us at once. The work isn't to pick which feeling is true. The work is to let them both breathe, to give yourself permission to be complicated. Because when you hold both, something shifts. Compassion does not erase anger, but it does soften it. Joy doesn't cancel grief, but it makes space for it. The paradox doesn't need to be solved. It needs to be witnessed. Here's a quick practice. Think of a situation in your own life where you feel pulled in two directions. Maybe you're excited about a change, but also scared of what it means. Maybe you're angry at someone that you love dearly. Maybe you're proud of yourself for speaking up, but still a bit ashamed of how shaky your voice was. Try naming the duality out loud. I am both grieving and relieved. I am both tired and grateful. I am both hopeful and afraid. When you name it, you loosen the grip of either or, and you step into both and. And here's where the body will help. When you notice the contradiction, pause. Put your hand on your chest or your stomach and ask, where does this live in me? You might notice tightness and openness, a knot in your belly and a lightness in your chest. That is duality made physical. Let them both be there. It takes courage to resist the cultural pressure to collapse into either or. It takes courage to say, I am both relieved and sad. I am both angry and compassionate. I am both afraid and hopeful. And maybe that's where wisdom lives. Not in choosing, but in holding. Not in solving the paradox, but in honoring it. So, can you hold two conflicting feelings at the same time? Yes, you can, and you must, because that's the essence of duality, and it's the essence of being fully alive. Thank you for spending these few minutes with me here on One Question. If today's reflection stirred something, let it sit with you. That inner tug, the discomfort of the paradox, the relief and the grief sitting side by side, that's not a flaw. That is your humanity asking to be noticed. So I'll leave you with this. Can you hold two conflicting feelings at once and trust that both belong? Until next week, be gentle with yourself, let the dualities breathe, and keep asking better questions.